Hey, Composite Gloves here, and today we're going to be doing a composition exercise with major sevenths. So we're working in a key. We're going to talk about methods to do this, but essentially what we're going to do is we're going to create a melody, and then I'm going to get rid of this. This doesn't exist yet. So you write a melody. This should not be difficult. Again, keep it reasonable. So this is the melody I came up with. Okay, so that's the melody came up with. Then you're going to pick chords, and so we're going to harmonize our melody. We're just going to use whole notes across the board. It fits, and it's simple because we want to get used to, we're focusing our attention on the major 7 chord. We need to use at least one, more if you can. So we're going to use major 7 chords. And there are a couple diatonic major 7 chords that will appear. And so one of those diatonic major 7 chords will be the 4 chord, will be diatonic, meaning using only notes. So that's a good candidate. The 5 chord, it will also be diatonic. And of course, the 1 chord, by definition, will be diatonic with a major 7 chord. If you're in a major key, I guess. You know, if you're not in a major key, then it's not diatonic. But stay in a major key for now, because it's the major 7 chord, we're just going to do that. So we look at this and we say, what are some good chords we could put with it? Now, at this point in time, just toss the major 7 out of your head. Some of you guys are going to flip out and like just be super stressed out about trying to figure out where we're going to put this 7 thing. That's this whole new thing. Just make a regular chord progression like you would normally. So we say, okay, well, we have this D, F sharp, A. We wrote the melody. So we're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a 1 chord for sure. So we put a 1 there. And the reason these are all like kind of weird looking is because I wrote them in the middle and then I adjusted some of them. And so put a 1 there. So this is actually a 1 chord. There should be a 1 right here. And then I look at this next note and I say C sharp. What notes have I'm in the key of D major, if you couldn't tell. And then so it's C sharp and I look around, I'm like, okay, what chords? And you'll find that like most of the time, if the 1, the 4, and the 5, that'll have like every note you need. Like, so you can do a lot of harmonization just going 1 4 5 4 1 5 4 5 1. Like you can just do that for days. And it's actually almost smiled upon because when you're brand new and you're starting out, you want to make safe moves, and professors don't want to see your amazing ability to break the rules. They want to know that you know what the rules are in the first place, or the guidelines. We call them guidelines, right? So yeah, don't be doing like weird stuff. Just keep it simple. So that's what we do here. So we go 5, and I found, oh yeah, 4 will work here. We'll go back to the 5. We'll go back to the 4. Go to the 1. You know, just something real simple. So we write out our chords, and then we think, okay, what are spots that might be particularly bright? This is where if you know sight singing, or this is going to come in handy, right? So you'll listen through, you'll be like, da na 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 na, and I'm like, oh, well, that could be a pretty bright spot, or I could, you know, mellow it out a bit with a 7. So I put a 7 there. I was like, yeah, that spot could use a 7, right? Da-na, da-na-na. And I thought about putting a 7 here, but I thought, that'd be overkill, because you did the chord building exercise, you know how sort of dense that sounds. It just sounds overkill. If we were doing it more complicated, maybe we're going to break the chord up and introduce things over time, might be an option. But all at once, because we're writing everything in root position, not a good idea, in my opinion. But you could if you wanted to. And then we do the 7 here. And the reason I do it here is because this is the 1 chord, right? So this is the most final sounding chord. And I want to make it sound not very final yet. So I'm going to use a 7 so that you could tell, hey, maybe this thing's going to continue on. It's still a nice spot of resolution, but it's not like the final spot to end. And then we go back to the 5, which is no longer here because I tried some funny things here. Just decided to not do that stuff. And then we go to the 1, and we finish on the 1. And this becomes a 5-7 because that's another excellent opportunity. Few things pull to the 1 as heavy as a 5-7, and the reason is it's diatonic and it contains chord tones that actually call to the 1. But we'll talk about the role of these things later. So I kind of just said the same thing twice in a way. But anyways, that's how it works though. So I'm going to put my bass in now. So I wrote in my chords, and you're going to do, you're going to write your own melody and figure something out. Make it 8 bars. Again, keep it reasonable and just harmonize it. So this is the harmony I came up with. And this should have a 7 next to it. So there should be a 7 here. Control S that. If there's an asterisk, that means it has not been saved. When it disappears, it means this version you're looking at has been saved into your file. So, okay, cool. Now, with the figure base, you're going to use Control G, and if you type in a 7, it'll appear like so. We'll begin to use figure base more and more, and we'll actually have like a lesson on it later. The MuseScore has done a weird thing with figure base and Roman numerals that I'm not exactly a fan of. I'm not sure if one day it'll change, or maybe there's a custom thing someone's done for this. But for now, we're just going to sort of live with the weirdness in a couple spots. They'll come up. They're not like an enormous deal. They're just things like Roman numerals weren't included with the figure base analysis, as far as I can tell. Because if you type like 5 or like over like 6, like just a major chord, 6-3, it's like you got to do a space and stuff. But if you do a space, you can't do it. So it's like point, do points? I don't know. I'm still working out what I'm going to do. In other notation editors, it's way more straightforward. If you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe and have a blessed day.